TikTok is now closer to being banned in the United States after a push to stop it from being blocked by a federal appeals court. A new law bans TikTok in the U.S. if the social media giant is not sold to a non-Chinese owner. Lawmakers have said the current owner poses a national security threat. Now, TikTok has indicated it will ask the U.S. Supreme Court for an emergency owner to stop the ban. And for now, January 19th is the day the ban will go into effect.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagire here. So this is a video that I really wanted to talk about because I feel like it's very important, kind of controversial in a way. And I mean, I have no rights as an African really to be saying anything because we don't have these things. We don't own these things. Like, I mean, Black people, we don't own any of these platforms. But this is about TikTok and how it's to be banned in the US. And I would say, or what I feel about it is sad, and as a person that started, talking about what I talk about through this app of TikTok, where I got to meet or actually connect with a lot of my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Like, I really appreciate that app. It helped me to reach my brothers and sisters in the diaspora and understand what they are going through and learn things from them, because it's a place where you can go and literally search something and get it, to you raw. And it's a place that has really connected a lot of people around the world. And that is like a threat to the Western world, especially the US, which has always been pushing the propaganda, to the world. And it's really sad to see that people are getting silenced in a way. And it's all these, these people in big positions that really feel like they have to control the population of the world. And it's really insane, especially like the people of leadership in the Western countries. This is something that they really hate. Like, they hate when someone else is giving a narrative and they are not in control of that narrative, because they always want to portray themselves as the heroes. They always want to be the ones to give information out, and it's not okay. And the world is changing. I also landed on a interview of Donald Trump when he was asked about TikTok and how he's going to help make TikTok stay, because in his campaigns, he was talking about TikTok and how he's going to fight for it. And this is what he had to say. But yeah, guys, listen to him and what also other people have to say about this ban. Come back and let me know what you think about it.
This week, a federal court upheld a law that could result in TikTok being banned. You said you're going to rescue TikTok when you get into office. Are you going to take steps to protect it?
Yeah, and as you know, I used TikTok very successfully in my campaign. I have a man named TikTok Jack. He was very effective, obviously, because I won youth by 30%. All Republicans lose youth. I don't know why. Maybe it's changing. And last time we were down 30% with youth. This time we're up 35% with youth. And I use TikTok, so I can't really, I can't totally hate it. It was very effective. But I will say this, if you do that, something else is going to come along and take its place. And maybe that's not fair. What they're doing, and really what the judge actually said, was that you can't have Chinese companies. In other words, they have the right to ban it if you can prove that the Chinese companies own it. That's what the judge actually said.
So are you going to try to protect TikTok just very quick once you're in office?
I'm going to try and make it so that other companies don't become an even bigger monopoly.
So it's official. TikTok is getting banned. And I just want to say that if you think it's anything to do with our safety or our concern or our information being sent to anybody else, you are sadly mistaken. So many people have gained financial independence while being on TikTok, whether it be from the Creators Rewards Program or a TikTok shop. And as aggravating as TikTok can be sometimes, a lot of people have made a lot of money from this app. A lot of money. Some people have even become millionaires off of this app. And that hurts these billion-dollar industries who need people to work minimum wage jobs so that they can maintain their bottom line and their record-breaking profits from year to year, and they can stay rich and not pay their employees anything but pennies. They have to now become competitive. And TikTok is getting in the way of that. There's millions of Americans on TikTok that this is how they make money. This is how they pay their bills. So in 2 months, you're going to have millions of Americans with no income. Who does that benefit? Facebook is constantly selling our fucking secrets. Instagram, selling our information. This is not about helping the American people. And anybody that thinks otherwise, hate to break it to ya.
There are going to be a lot of people who laugh about the TikTok ban. It's an incredibly bad time to take income away from a lot of people.
Oh, it's more than a lot, and it's more than just influencers and small businesses. I crunched the numbers today. TikTok is actually so large and involved in the economy that when they ban it, every single person in the United States is going to feel its effects. And I know I frequently accidentally end up in the news for a lot of stupid things, but for the love of God, if we could get anything seen by the Supreme Court, let it be what I'm going to say today here. There's about 170 million reoccurring monthly users in the United States here on TikTok alone. And simply referring to just the statistics from the small business portion of that, TikTok contributed $24.2 billion to the United States economy in 2023. 15 billion of that was from advertising and marketing on here alone. And again, simply this portion of it reports 224,000 jobs on here that will be lost, which contributed, again, $5.3 billion in taxes to the US government. This study found 40, but I found some that said up to 50% of these businesses said they wouldn't exist at all without this platform, and the moment it goes away, their business will probably tank. Not to mention the fact that all of these numbers were on par for their growth and expected to double and triple in the coming years. Now that number itself is concerning alone, but that's simply people who report as a small business. Referring back to that 170 million users here in the US every month, of that large number, based off of the things I've seen in my comment section alone, even from smaller accounts, I'm willing to bet that there are a few million of us that also make money here that aren't reported as small businesses, such as myself. My story is similar to a lot of y'all. You were here when I originally went viral because I quit my horrible job and I was panicked because I didn't know what to do for rent. And then I went viral and realized I could actually rely on this app to make a good $2 to $4K to cover my rent every month. And then beyond that, I was able to use this platform to get my dream job working and reporting actual news sometimes. I got the opportunity to travel the country and do what I love, all because of right here. And now that's all being stripped away from me again. And I'm really worried like the rest of you all are. Like, I'm also worried and don't know what to do. Cough, cough. Sorry, I ran out of red pens. This is a graph of our current national unemployment rate. And yes, I lost faith a long time ago, so it's no shock to me that they pretend to care about the well-being of people whilst also doing something entirely avoidable that will willingly add a couple million people to this number up here. Because at the end of the day, they just gamble with people in these statistics as if we're the stocks that they also trade behind the scenes. The Supreme Court doesn't at least even pretend to pick up and look at this case. We're done. Like, I'm done. That's it. I'm going into my villain arc. This is going to be my villain era.
Of course they want to ban TikTok, and they probably will. Guys, this app is dangerous. For politicians whose job it is to control the narrative and to feed us propaganda at any chance they can get, an app like this where information travels at the speed of light is one of the most threatening things to any government, especially the United States government. Young people are not getting their news from mainstream media anymore. We are getting it from each other. We are sharing our experiences that goes against the grain of what the government and what people in power have been telling us for centuries. This app is not like Instagram where everything has to be shiny and new. We can be raw, uncut. We can be critical on this app, and there's a good chance that all of these qualities will actually make you more successful. On apps like Facebook and Twitter, there is a slow burn, but you put out a video on this app and it spreads like wildfire. There is nothing more threatening to a fascist government. The narrative is not immediately believed. We question it, we break it down, we go against it, and we do so in rapid time. Of course they want to ban TikTok. Of course they will ban TikTok. Any app that facilitates information getting between citizens without any sort of governmental inputs, without any sort of editing, this will always be threatening to the powers that be. And so if you guys think that TikTok is the last, you are sorely mistaken. They'd rather us all be on Instagram, envying one another, being mean to one another, editing down videos to 1 minute and 30 seconds, paying for engagement. We are more difficult to control on TikTok. And that is their worst nightmare.
I don't know if y'all are reading the room or your For You page, but people are fucking tired, and this TikTok ban is not helping anything when it comes to how people feel about this country and how it treats people who are not in powerful positions. I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but look at what the fuck just happened with this damn CEO with healthcare. And then to take it a step further with the TikTok ban, because I want to reel it back to this. People who worked regular 9-to-5 jobs are able to come on here, be themselves, and create entire businesses and entire brands. This is the most community-oriented app I've ever been a part of, and I haven't even been consistently posting on here for long. The ways that people help each other and show up for each other on this app is unlike anything that I've ever seen on social media before. Trying to say that it has to do with national security, these fucking apps like Facebook literally record us. They've already admitted that they record us. They use the things that we say to recommend advertisement. They have all of our data. Some of them have literally been sued for data breaches. Facebook and Meta specifically are constantly in a class action lawsuit for that. But yet here we are having a conversation because it's a Chinese-based app. And are we surprised that a country that was created by colonialism would want to also take something by force? No, I'm not shocked at all. That's what the bitches are known for, right? But it's just disgusting and it's disingenuous. This is about money and greed and power and disenfranchising people who are empowering themselves in any ways that they can. Make no mistake.
The Supreme Court just officially denied the appeal for TikTok to not be banned. So looks like we have to say goodbye to this app on January 19th. The likelihood of the ban not going into effect is extremely low because that means that officially ByteDance will have to sell to an American company, I think, which also means that there needs to be a buyer with enough capital that's willing to take on this kind of app, but that also means that TikTok has to be willing to sell, both of which I just don't really see happening. But I don't know. I mean, like, I also didn't think that it would make it this far. I thought it definitely would have at least accepted the appeal, just like elongate the conversation in general. I normally would not post a video like this, but honestly at this point it doesn't even matter anymore because I guess the app will literally be inaccessible within almost less than a month. I'm gonna continue to post on here just because it's something that I like to do, but I gotta figure out now what I'm gonna do after this because I still really like content creation. But I'm definitely hesitant to move to another platform. So this is crazy.
It's really unfortunate that this is a country that has always promoted itself as a freedom of speech environment, and people are free to do whatever they want or say whatever they want. But then when it comes to finance, especially the fact that people are able to promote their businesses and make money off of the app of TikTok, then that now it's a problem. The US cannot they cannot take it in. And also because it's owned by a foreign country like China, for example, it's like a national threat to the US. And I'm like, the US has a lot of companies that are running into or running through other countries. Isn't that a threat to those countries? Makes sense. So it really shows that when it comes to money and when it comes to freedom and when people are free to, talk about things and share information without propaganda, it is not good for the US image as, like I said, a country or a place that has always promoted itself as the best and always want to control the narrative of everything that runs through the world. They cannot stand it. They can't stand it. And the guy talked about how Facebook or these other platforms actually taking our data. That's scary. You go on the internet and search something, for example, on Instagram or somewhere on Facebook, and you're going to get an advert literally selling you that product. You question yourself, how is that even possible? And I've not seen that when it comes to TikTok. So when they say, oh, it's a national threat to the US, I'm really, it's these people in big positions that would rather see people starving, literally become homeless, than to see them have freedom without the government is control. They cannot stand it, and it's ridiculous. And this is why I say especially when it comes to black people, we can't even fight a lot because we do not control these platforms. We do not own any of these platforms. And this is why I've seen a lot of, let's say, black creators always complaining that when you start talking about like black empowerment, or talking about history and teaching about history, like accounts are always taken down. Like you saw what happened to African Stream. A lot of creators on TikTok have also been taken down, especially black creators. So when you look into this, sometimes as a black person, you're like, anyway, at the end of the day, we have been silenced a lot than other groups of people. But then this is like not okay, because people's jobs, like everyone is going to be affected one way or the other. And this is an app that has really been, of course, bringing in a lot of money in the US. And because it is involving a lot of money, they definitely want to control it. And I feel like it's a threat to like China for them to accept to sell it to a white face, which is crazy. Like the entitlement that white people have to be in power and always control things is beyond me. Like these people want to be on top of everything, and it's ridiculous. It's really disturbing that a lot of people had found a home, a place, and something that could feed them and help them live life and be able to pay bills, be able to provide for their families and be able to live. But then now it has to be taken away from them because it is a threat to the US. And it's not really just because it's not owned by a white face. That's when it's like a problem. Like, make it make sense. So really, I wish and I hope that we as black people like really look into these things, and one day hopefully that we can have our own platforms where we are free to say whatever we want and express ourselves without being censored like on these apps. Because anywhere a black person starts talking about anything revolution, we are always silenced. And I mean, TikTok is not different, right? I guess that is the American dream and the make America great again that they were talking about. Like people should be happy, because I mean, even the person that they voted for cannot really assure people that voted for him that is going to be able to save this platform that had given people some financial freedom or a sense of belonging, because it's a community that has really, it's a place where people have created and formed communities and go to interact and know what's going on in the world. But apparently, no, the US does not want to see that happen. Like, it doesn't want to see people connected. And I mean, until a white face is in control of that app, no American should access that app. That's wild. But yeah, guys, that is it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this TikTok ban. I mean, is it really a threat to the national security of the US? Or I mean, it's again propaganda, right? Or trying to be bullies as they've always been. That is it for me in the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all your time. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.